Welcome to the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast with intuitive lightworker, national speaker, metaphysical teacher, and best-selling author Lisa Kessler. What is it you want to manifest? Are you looking to increase your income, change careers? Maybe you want to manifest a new home or a new car. Are you ready to bring love into your life? You have come to the right place.
Hello, everyone. If you're in the U.S., I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving. And can you believe we are in the final month of 2024? Time is a flash in the, right? It just flashes by so fast. But as we head into this final month of the year, I like to remind people that you need to carve out a little bit of time for reflection. And at this time of year, most people start looking toward 2025. What do we want to accomplish in 2025? And I always feel like, how can you decide where you're going to go if you don't know where you've been? So, for my clients, we often use our Google calendars because if you're like me, you live in the moment and sometimes you forget how far you have come. So what I recommend is pull out a notepad or your journal, whatever you've got, and look through your Google Calendar so that you can kind of make out your year's journey. You can look at what were your goals at the beginning of the year, how did they turn out, and I don't mean only reflecting on the successes. You can also learn a lot from the things that didn't quite go according to plan, so that when you're planning for 2025, you can take those lessons you've learned and apply them. Because just because a dream doesn't come through when you thought it would, it doesn't mean it's time to give up. No, that's the only sure way that your dream won't happen is if you give up. So don't give up. We're just going to come at it from a different angle because of the lessons that we learned in 2024. So here are some questions that I think are beneficial for you to either meditate on, journal about, write them down so that you can figure out where you would like to go in 2025. So here are some thoughts to keep in mind. What successes did you manifest this year? Think about it. Last year, I've been doing this for myself as well because I practice what I preach, or I try to. And for me, last year actually the end of 2023, when I was starting to reflect and think about what do I want in 2024, one of the ideas that popped in my head, and I always trust my intuition, was I want to do an in-person retreat. And then the next step was figuring out if I was going to do one, where would I want to do it? I want it to be like a destination retreat. And Sedona popped in my head. And at that point, I thought, oh my gosh, a retreat in Sedona. And I knew that one of my psychic buddies, Francie Soido, she is an amazing Reiki master and psychic medium. I knew from being friends with Francie that her psychic gifts really opened up for her in Sedona. So since she popped in my head, again, I trusted my intuition and I reached out to her and I said, I would like to Zoom sometime and talk about this idea that I have for 2024. And she was like, okay. And as soon as I mentioned the retreat, she said, yes, we decided to partner up on it and make it happen. And when we planned out where we would have it, we found a small Airbnb and we decided how many people could fit in there for our classes and our retreat. And we opened up early bird registration and it filled. What? So then we took the leap of faith and found a larger place, which would double how many people. And so you can see how it went from there. But the thing is, if I hadn't have really trusted my intuition and gone for it, it wouldn't have happened. And we ended up with a sold out retreat in Sedona. And I'm sharing this because if you are making your list, I want you to think big. Think big. I wasn't thinking big enough, obviously. So think big, be bold. But again, you'll feel better about that if you take the time to reflect back. So reflect back on what worked this year and what didn't. And when you write down your successes, you might also want to write down your unexpected challenges, what you learned from that. And then how have your manifestations evolved? That's kind of what I was talking about the retreat. It kept evolving. It kept getting a little bit bigger. We kept changing our schedule a little bit more to fit the, having more people. And then once you've got this list, really give yourself some props and celebrate those wins, because so often we move on to the next thing. And it's funny, when I work with my manifesting clients, we always realize that there is no finish line, right? Once you manifest one thing, another opportunity opens up, and it's so inspiring that you just keep going after it. However, if you never stop and celebrate those wins, that can really raise your vibration to attract even more. So take the time. I know the holiday season is busy, but reflect back on how these things manifested and shifted and got even bigger. What did one manifested dream lead to for the next one? And after you celebrate those wins, then you're going to go through the challenges and look at the lessons that you learned and look for common obstacles, things that maybe, obstacles that maybe had a lesson in there that you could carry into 2025. And then once you have that, so you have reflected on the wins and the obstacles, then you can start thinking about 2025. And I always recommend that you start with a word. Think about, or two. Like this year, I had peace and prosperity was my theme for the year. But I really think if you have a theme for the year, it can help you to stay focused when you're trying to plan out what your big goals are. So maybe your word is growth. Maybe your word is abundance. Maybe your word is joy. Maybe your word is love if you're going to focus on fixing a relationship or finding a new one, right? So figure out what your word will be when you reflect back. It will probably tell you. That's the magic of reflection. So take the time and reflect on 2024 before you start dreaming big for 2025. I really think that it will help you. Also, because it is after December 1st, my year ahead tarot readings are now open. The spots are already filling up. I did a bunch of them yesterday on December 1st. So grab your spot before they are gone. These readings can also help you to see what the focus of your energy is going to be for 2025. You get a card for each month of the year, and you get a mantra for the year. And these readings, people come back every year because they're really on point and they really help you to know what is my focus this month. And you've got it right there waiting for you. All right. So that link is in the show notes. I hope to see you soon for your year ahead reading. And if you have questions or comments, there is a link in the show notes to send an email and let us know. And if you have successes you like to share, I love to hear them. And thanks so much for being a listener in 2024. This podcast has really grown, and I'm so inspired. We have an online manifesting community that I manifested this year also. And I'm going to put a link in the show notes for the online manifesting community as well. If you can't afford coaching right now, the online community, we do so many amazing things, like we're setting our intentions on Yule, on the winter solstice. So come join us there. Just being in a group of people who are all working to change their life it can just help you grow and support yourself. So come join us. It's super affordable, and we would love to have you there. So I'll put that link in the show notes as well. As you are reflecting, don't forget to give yourself all of the kudos and celebrate those wins and fill up your energy and your aura with gratitude. More blessings are on their way. You are not finished, and 2025 is going to be your best year yet.
Thanks for listening to the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast with Lisa Kessler. If you have questions or comments, or if you'd like to work with Lisa to manifest your dreams, you can connect with her through her website at metaphysicalmanifesting.net. That's also where you can claim your free weekly tarot reading and manifesting tips. Make sure you subscribe or follow the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast on your favorite podcasting site so you never miss another episode. As Lisa likes to say, we can make magic when we bring the universe into the equation. Remember, you don't have to do it alone. If you'd like more information about Lisa, Metaphysical Manifestation Mentorship, or the Manifesting Magic Mastermind, visit her website at metaphysicalmanifesting.net.